Hi, this is Nanette Hosenfeld with the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for Thursday, June 11th, 2020. Looking at fire potential impacts over the next few days, things are pretty quiet today, nothing significant on the map for today, but that changes as we move into a Friday and a cold front begins to approach the area. We will see a combination of dry, low relative humidities, gusty winds, and dry fuels, and the main concern is across the areas highlighted in orange on the map. Also on Friday, we are looking at the potential for some isolated showers and wet thunderstorms. As we move into Saturday and that cold front makes its way through the area, we will see a larger area of showers and wet thunderstorms across the north. You can see that highlighted in green, and then further south, another day with some concern for those gusty winds and low relative humidities. Over the past 24 hours, it's been very dry, not much in the way of precipitation, and no lightning. There were a few new fire starts across the Great Basin yesterday. ERCs are continuing to rise with the warmer weather that we've had. ERCs are continuing to rise with the warmer weather that we've had lately. You can see a lot of those arrows pointing upwards, signifying that upward trend. And across the south, some of those ERCs are now into that orange and red category. Continuing to look at the ERCs, they did dip over the weekend with the cold weather, but are generally at or above normal across most areas by now. And the 10-hour fuel moisture is continuing to drop. We've seen some drying there over the past few days. Eastern Utah continues to remain a little wetter than normal with the pretty significant rain that fell there over the weekend. Satellite this morning shows mostly clear skies across the Great Basin. However, you can see an area of clouds moving into the Pacific Northwest, and that is connected to the low pressure system that will impact our weather over the weekend. For today, you can see that large area of low pressure just off the west coast of the United States. That will impact us over the next few days, mainly with wind and cooler temperatures. For today, nothing significant on the map. Looking at today's forecast in more detail, you can see some elevated winds that are in the forecast for parts of Nevada. Those wind speeds will generally remain less than 30 miles an hour. It will be quite dry this afternoon. There are quite a few areas with single-digit relative humidities in the forecast for this afternoon. As we move into Friday, we see that low pressure system move closer to the Great Basin. That will cause winds to get quite gusty on Friday afternoon, and we are highlighting some areas of the Great Basin for high risk for that wind, and you can see those areas in orange on the map on the right. Looking at the Friday forecast in more detail, you can see some pretty strong winds expected Friday afternoon ahead of that cold front. Wind gusts will generally be in the 35 to 45 mile an hour range, and another day of really low relative humidities on Friday. As we move into Saturday, the cold front associated with the low pressure system will make its way through the Great Basin. We are concerned about low relative humidities and gusty winds across Utah and Arizona Strip. You can see those areas highlighted on Saturday. If we look at that wind forecast for Saturday, you can see those strong winds shift eastward across the Great Basin, and again looking at 35 to 45 mile an hour wind gusts. Could see some locally higher wind gusts and low relative humidities across the southeastern part of the Great Basin. Further northwest, relative humidities come up quite drastically behind the cold front. Over the next 3 days, the precipitation we see will be connected with that cold front, and you can see that will be focused across the northwestern part of the Great Basin. As we move into Sunday, that low pressure system makes its way out of the area. No highlights, significant weather highlights for Sunday. It will be quite a bit cooler across about the northern 2/3 of the area on Sunday. Then as we move into Monday, looks like we start to see another low pressure system influencing the area. We will see increasing moisture across the north and could see winds start to pick up a bit on Monday across the south ahead of that system. Then as we move into Tuesday, again looking at that system strengthening and moving south, if this continues to be the case, we'll probably be looking at some gusty winds again across many areas on Tuesday, and then that continuing into Wednesday. Again, if this continues to be the case, there would definitely be concern for gusty winds and low relative humidity across the central and southern part of the Great Basin on Wednesday. The 7-day period, really the majority of the precipitation that we see will be with that cold front moving through this weekend, and that will be focused across Nevada and Idaho. In the 8 to 14-day outlook, the Climate Prediction Center is calling for above normal temperatures across the majority of the area, with the potential for below normal precipitation across the north. That is it. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact us. Our information is on the screen, and you can also find us on Twitter. Thank you.